However, there will be emergency access gates for emergency vehicles. Down here it gives all the lengths of each individual trail, and so tomorrow these will be going up on the 4x4 post just in the Elks Bronx Park is what I have done right now. Once you're on a trail, I'm going to tell you that these are the same colors of each of the trails. Whatever the trail is, whether it's the easiest, easy, intermediate, difficult, or expert, we ran out of some of the colors, so we had to order more of these. So if you're on a trail and you see it turn this way, it's because we had more of one color than we had of the other. So eventually they will all be marked this way, and they will be reflective, so that when bikers are out there at dusk and it's hard to see some of these markers, they'll be able to see them with their lights. I have to say that these guys that came out, guys and women that came out yesterday to work on these trails and pull garbage out. There's people from the city of Port Jervis and from Milford that are volunteering. We found piles of garbage that have been there for 30 years. They pulled it all out. Our DPW went and cleaned it all up. So this has definitely been a community effort at a very minimal cost, and it is drawing people in. We know that the Erie 80 has participants that go all the way down to South Jersey. So the word's out there, and it's getting into the cycling circles. So this is something that's really going to make people come to Port Jervis. As they say, if you build it, they shall come, and hopefully they will be here. But it seems with the start of West Point and the West Point cadets saying that these are the best trails that they've been on, I give kudos to all the people that volunteered and helped, and I want to thank them. So with that said.
Excuse me, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Is there a cell phone service throughout here in case
There are about two trails that about a quarter of the trails do not have service. They happen to be on the back side of the mountain behind Colmar. But everywhere else, I've had service everywhere. And that I'll tell you that's Verizon. I don't know if the other ones. I've been with Mr. Piscatelli all the time putting these up, and he's had service everywhere. We've talked about it, and he has Sprint.
So the area where they would not have cell service is close enough to other places to get it?
It's close enough to get it. Yeah, and what's amazing is when you go up there, you'd be amazed once you start walking your trails, and you'd be like, I didn't realize that the road was right there, but you're on a trail. From the road, you can't see the trail, but from the trail, you can see the road. Not even realize that you're like right on top of it. So it is pretty amazing. And I will tell you that I took my wife up there as we were marking some trails, and it was just her and I, and we came up to a big black bear, huge black bear. I mean, big, really big. But he was more afraid of us than we were. She, my wife and Mr. King would like this. My wife, we both have license to carry, and she said, "Well, I have my gun with me," and she had her little gun with her. I said, "What are you going to do with that 22?" And of course, she said she'd shoot me, and the bear would take care of me. So, but really, a lot of the animals, the turkeys, the other pheasants that are up there, deer, they see you from a distance and they run away. I think we just happened upon the bear. We were kind of quiet as we were walking up. One of the things that I noticed when Dan and I were putting up the markers, we're talking all the time, so we hardly saw anything. And where I know, because I've been up there as a kid, where I know the snake dens are, we did not see one. The biggest thing about the snakes is when it's hot and dry, they're going to come down into town looking for the water. But the other places that they go is they just lay on rocks. So if you're in a sunny place where there's rocks, that's where you're going to see snakes lay out, especially the rattlesnakes. So, but it's, I think that besides that bear incident, I saw gardener snakes and some salamanders, and that was it. So, please enjoy them. And again, you can go right up to Elks Bronx Park and stay right within the park. All right, I think that is it. I just want to make sure that I have everything announced. And the Fall Foliage Festival. You guys did a wonderful job. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. And Laura, it's just an absolutely wonderful event. when we can draw anywhere from 8 to 10,000 people. The DPW told me this is the most garbage that they've ever picked up, ever. So, but that's a good thing, because that means they were buying stuff, they were eating, and they were having a good time. And like, I think it was Mr. Siegel who said, or Mr. Belcher who said that it was just packed, you couldn't even move in some spots. So, fantastic job, thank you.
And they were throwing the garbage in the garbage can.
And they were throwing the garbage in the garbage. City Clerk and Treasurer's Report, Ms. Wazenager.
Yes, I will remind everybody, water bills come out October 1st. They're all printed, and we will get them in the mail to you as soon as possible. As Mr. Hovey said, cash flow is a little bit low, so I'm counting on you paying those bills early. Also, we posted last week the final 9 pieces of property that are still not redeemed from the 2014 tax lien sale. Their time runs out November 18th. You will also see ads in the Times Herald Record, one this week, one in October, and one in November, as required by our code, as final notification on these 9 properties. And on October 19th, Corporation Council will be busy doing those tax deeds to the new owners. Also, as the mayor mentioned, there is, of course, the upcoming tax lien sale, which will be held November 15th of 2016. We presently have 79 properties on that, which is a far cry from the past few years. We have gone to tax lien sale with over 100 properties in the previous 3 years. We're already down to just 79. And primarily that was the shift that we made in the delinquent water by re-levying those onto the tax bills. We're seeing those get paid through your escrow companies, and we're avoiding having to use the whole tax lien process for the collection of those water bills, which is a real good thing, I think, both for homeowners. It allows them to put those water bills into their escrow and space that payment out, and also for us, because we're getting the cash flow benefit. Other than that, we have been working, the mayor and I have been working diligently on the budget. We have a couple more proposals, some of which we ran by the finance committee for their input before we finalize the mayor's version of the budget to go to the council. It is going to be a difficult budget year. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, and I think we all knew that when I did the presentation in July. And it's just going to be a tough year. And yes, we were declared fiscally stressed by the New York State Office of the State Controller. I really wish that came with some additional aid from the Office of the State Controller, but it does not. All it comes with is some training opportunities. So, that's about the extent of the help that's out there for us. So we are going to be looking to resolve our own problems as usual. And that's it.
Thank you. Old business, Mr. Randazzo.
I just also want to say kudos to everyone that participated in the Fall Foliage Festival. Your work is greatly appreciated, and thanks to the DPW. They were all out there and achieved their hard-time work.
Thank you. Ms. Fitzpatrick?
It was a great day yesterday. I ate my way through. It was great. Thank you all for coming. Weather was perfect. Our Sergeant Pepper booth at Mount Carmel did great. We're really happy for that. And it was great to see everybody and catch up. That's it.
Mr. Belcher?
Yeah, it was a great day, and the tourism board did a hell of a job. Also, I received a letter from the New York State Public Service Commission in regard to my complaints regarding the picture quality on Access 23. And they advised me that they had received letters from Senator John Bonisic and Assemblyman Carl Brabennick on my behalf complaining about that. And they also advised that they had assigned the Time Warner Access TV coordinator, Jack George, to coordinate every week with Carl Richards and to make sure that the service was up to the standards that we expected. Tony C. was here a little earlier. He stopped in and he does a show on Monday night, and he said he hasn't had a problem in 2 months with his program. Carl has reported no problems with the general operation, and now that I have Time Warner cable myself, I'm able to check the quality of the picture, and everything has been working pretty good. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Hendry?
No, thank you.
Mr. Boboza?
No old business, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Clausen?
Fall Foliage Festival was one of the best I've seen in a long time, and what was really hit was the petting zoo and the pony rides. Kids had a ball. I was there. I can really say that. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Van Horn?
Yeah, yesterday was beautiful. Great job, everyone. Thank you. I ate a lot of lobster rolls. And I know the Humane Society's booth adopted a bunch of cats. So just all around great day.
Ms. Trowey?
Okay, well, that was a great event yesterday, but if you're on the tourism board, you know that there's no rest. And the Chris Kindle Market will be coming up before we know it. And applications are available online. And Chris Kindle Market will be Sunday, November 27th. So everyone get ready to eat your way through that as well. And I hope some people sign up for the Halloween decorating contest. It's a new thing that we're doing this year, and Halloween is my favorite holiday, so I am looking forward to checking out all your decorated houses. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Siegel?
Thank you. I'm going to start backwards with the Fall Foliage Festival. I go to all the festivals typically because I have to do fire police work, but it's a good excuse to be there. And everybody that went to the last few festivals or things downtown were looking forward to the Fall Festival because that's your greatest event. That's what they told me. And there couldn't have been a soul there that did not agree that that's our greatest event. Not a cloud in the sky, people all over. If I could only eat the way I used to, I probably would have had more fun. There was no food you couldn't find here. And it was all good food, reasonably priced. Kudos to everybody, especially the ones that worked the hardest, but everybody that participated. It was just a great, great day. We had to leave early, unfortunately, because we had to go to Easton. We had an opportunity to go see Brian Wilson in the State Theater. 1,500 seats. That place was packed too, but even though it was packed, and we walked the streets a little bit to go get something to eat there, we need to. They did not have enough venues open on Sunday night to feed the crowds. So as we grow downtown, and we are growing, we need to be sure that those venues, eateries are open, because there were a lot of people there that were eating pretzels in the lobby of the theater instead of meals in the restaurants or the burger joints. So I think we learned a lesson from that, besides the fact that he's 74 years old and was just like we were back in the 60s. But great to everybody for that. And it was an honor to be at Luann McCarthy's dedication of tennis courts. I didn't know her as a tennis coach. I knew her as Mike and Marianne's daughter. But what an honor that is, and what a facility that is. And the people that were there, as the mayor said, from all over, were crying when Mike McCarthy said his words. I mean, it was tears all over. So congratulations to that family for giving her to the city, I guess. The Chamber 5K and 10K, that was another good event. I'd just like to thank the fire police for participating. It's getting more and more difficult to find fire policemen because the ranks of the fire department are declining so much that not a lot of guys could do it. So I'm going to start thanking them for when they participate, because nobody knows they're there, and they do a great job in assisting the police department, so thanks to them. And Wolfstock, if you didn't have a chance to go, I hope they do another one. Again, I'm an oldies guy, But it would have been great for other people to be there. Weren't oldies guys, because two of the oldies bands didn't show up. A band that was not oldies did show up. So there was music for everybody. So if there's another Woodstock, please try to attend. That's another good venue. It seats a lot of people. The acoustics are great, and we had a nice crowd. So thanks to everybody. That's what, to me, that's what small town Port Jervis activities are all about. The people, and the people make them. So thank you to everybody, the participants and the organizers. And that's all I believe I have. Thank you.
Hey, new business, Mr. Seaver.
No, thank you.
Okay, Ms. Trovey? Mr. Van Horn?
Don't say that to
Tell
me.
my wife.
Mr. Foster?
Yes. The police department will be offering for applications. If you would like to take the civil service test, the last date for filing will be on October 13th of 2016. The examination date will be on November 19th, and applications are available in the city clerk's office or the civil service online or Port Jervis City website. Also, we have some executive session business that we have to do, so I would like to make a motion to enter into executive session after public comment for the following matters: a personnel matter relating to the Department of Public Works, and I would like to invite the DPW director in. Potential contract agreement for the Promenade project with other agencies. Pending litigation matters regarding 24 to 32 Front Street and 33 Ralph Street. A personnel matter regarding the fire department. Negotiations on matter involving the city and state agencies regarding a proposed MTA monopole location in the city, and the proposed leasing of city property with energy in the bank. And upon the conclusion of executive session, the council will also be meeting with our legal counsel for advice regarding matters involving attorney and client privilege. And I would like to make a motion.
I need you to add one more. Personnel for the building department.
Okay, we'll add
Invite
that
in
too.
Mr. Rivera.
And we'll invite him in too.
We have a motion by Mr. Foster, second by Mr. Pavozo. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Thank you.
And then also, around the Hose 5 firehouse, it's come to my attention that there are weeds growing in the cracks along the guardrail. I know, could we put weed killer there? So forth, we can look into that. The fire department would be happy. That's all, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Pavozo.
No new business, thank you, Mayor.
Ms. Hendry? Thank you. Mr. Belcher?
Yeah, I was unable to attend Ann's ceremony there to dedicate the tennis courts. I had to attend a memorial service for one of my neighbors, and I'd like to express my condolences to Pete Wallace and his family on the loss of their son. That's all, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Fitzpatrick?
No new business.
Ms. Randazzo?
No new business, thank you.
Thank you. Public comment. Anybody would like to speak about anything we talked about here tonight? Come up, 3 minutes. She's hobbling. What'd you do, work all day yesterday or what?
First of all, I'd like to request next year if we could use the golf cart to get around, because I think between Saturday and Sunday I put 20 miles on, and I'm feeling it. I'm not as young as I once was. Don't you have a golf cart?
I don't think we do.
I don't care, as long as it, you know how many times I went back and forth yesterday? I started out fine, I don't know what happened. I think my feet grew 10 times the size they normally are. But I would like to thank everybody for coming out, first of all, to the 24th Annual Fall Foliage Festival. And I'd like to thank all the members of the Tourism Board, Bill Schill, Mike Meyer, Bob Bloomer, Kristen Trovey, Regis Foster, Ann Foster, Lorraine and Mario Marquez, Todd Kowinski, Charles Cable, Peter Tomasi, Catherine Westfall, Maria Mann, and George Belcher. And thank you to our new member, Bridget, who has just joined on today. I'd like to thank the mayor and the council for their support, Jack and DPW employees for all their help when I needed water and other silly little things like that, and electric. The Port Jervis Police for being out there to help us too and watching over things. The city's clerk's office, because I was a big pain in the butt a few times. All the sponsors we had a lot of great sponsors that Catherine Westfall recruited via her home, the Scarecrow judges, and also the fire police. And it was just a wonderful day. The new petting zoo was a great hit. The ponies were a great hit. The roaming railroad was doing so well that it stayed an additional hour because there was such a line of people waiting to use it. I didn't hear any complaints. Everybody was very happy. And I'm really looking forward to see what wonderful ideas we can come up for our 25th year fall foliage for next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Not hearing from anyone, have a...
Wait a minute. She didn't thank herself. Nobody worked more hours, more harder than you and your husband. So I'm gonna thank you, and we'll see if we can get you, we have an electric vehicle, right?
Yes.
We can use that. Yeah, but you're right, you did a lot of walking. Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session. Motion by Mr. Foster, second by Ms. Rebozo. Discussion, all in favor? Opposed? So carried. Thank you.